Go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up, just shine.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of why you need to be doing 2 to 3 week fills. I normally like to do 2-week fills, and it just makes my job so much easier in making sure that they keep up with their maintenance. And you could do this for pretty much any kind of set, classics, hybrids, volume makeup, volume wispies, it doesn't really matter. So for today's products, I'm going to be using the London Lash Primer, the Veyelash Extra Strong Glue, and their Superbonder. I'm going to be using the Flowrish Lashes 0.03. I believe they're the rose lashes. And for the tweezers, they are my own collection coming out very soon. If you guys do want to know more about my tweezers, comment down below and we will talk more. I'm also going to be using the Wash Me Baby Lash Shampoo. Again, most of these products you can find on my website. So look at this 2-week retention, guys. Look how amazing her lashes look. I am so surprised of how amazing they look. Every time she comes in, oh my God, it just makes me so happy that my clients are coming in with retention looking like this. So I'm going to go over a couple of tips on how to get amazing retention like this. I do have about 2 videos on my channel where I do talk about how to get amazing retention, but just to kind of go over it a little bit, these are the tips that kind of that does help me. I always wash my clients' lashes. Doesn't matter if it's a full set or a fill. And this will just ensure that those lashes are squeaky clean. You want to make sure that you are going above and beyond in washing their lashes. Sometimes they're coming out of the gym. Sometimes they're coming straight out of work. Sometimes they have full makeup and they use like makeup remover to remove their makeup. And that will leave a residue behind. So trust me when I say that taking those extra 5 minutes to wash your client's lashes, it's going to be a huge game changer. This is the one thing that I never ever skip. So just do yourself a favor and make sure to wash your client's lashes. Even though they say they washed them, just take that extra step to do it, you know? I can guarantee you that this is going to help if you do struggle with your client's lashes not sticking. So if you're trying to place an extension and they're not sticking, this is the reason why. It's because they probably have some kind of oil or something that was on their lashes that is keeping that extension or the glue from drying and just sticking on that lash. So just do yourself a favor. Wash your client's lashes, make sure she is nice and dry and ready to go. So the next step that I do is I go in with eye pads. Again, all the same process of how you would do a normal fill. Literally the same thing. So I'm going to place the eye pads, and I'm also going to be using my pink sensitive tape. It is a dupe to the blue Next Care sensitive tape, and I do have them in pink and white. You can get this on my website, so make sure to go check out my website for some of my products I am going to be using in this video. So again, every single item that I used on here, I'm going to have it linked down below. These iPads are the Akisos iPads from Amazon, and the tape is my brand, so you can find that on my website. And everything else, again, I'm going to have the links and discount codes for all that in my description box. So you want to make sure that those iPads are fully secure, that they're not bothering her. You want to lift them from the inner and outer corners. You don't want those inner and outer corners poking and bothering her. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to cause redness and irritation. And I always go in with primer. I'm using the London Lash Primer. This step is not necessarily a must, but at least for me, it is what helps me get really good retention. So for me, I have to, and I do it just so I can feel secure that those lashes are going to stick and that glue is going to bond perfectly to those natural lashes. So if you don't want to wash, then at least prime. But if you don't want to prime, at least wash. It's one or the other, but at least for me, I do both. This just has changed the game for me, and I love the London Lash Primer. I also wanted to mention that I am using different brands in this video just because I want you guys to see that you can mix and match different brands, glues, primers, super bonders, lashes. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to stick to one brand necessarily. you can mix and match. Maybe you like lashes better from another brand. Maybe you like a glue better from another brand. So that's why I wanted to show you guys that it's okay to mix and match. Nothing will happen. I promise you guys, it's perfectly safe. So for my client, we ended up doing a wispy mega volume, and normally I don't go this long. And I'm telling you guys, this is pretty long for me, but my client does like very dramatic lashes, and she has naturally healthy lashes that I'm able to go this long. But on a regular person, I would never go this long. The longest I go for like a wispy set, it's like a 14, 17. That's like the longest I go. But she likes them a little bit more dramatic. So I ended up doing 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. And since we are doing a wispy set for the spikes, I'm doing 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Like I mentioned, I normally don't go this dramatic, but that's what my client likes. She's in the entertainment industry, and we're in Vegas, so why not? Okay, guys, so now we're getting into the most important part of what to do in a fill, and that is removing the grown out lashes. I know a bunch of people don't necessarily do this step because it takes away from their time of filling somebody in. And that is a big no-no. You want to make sure that you fully remove all the grown out lashes. And that is about 2 to 3 millimeters away from the lash line. As you can see, this one is pretty far out on the lash line, so you want to make sure that you fully remove it. And just look how beautiful it makes me. So happy when I have my clients come in with clean lashes and the fans are fully open. Oh, it just makes me so happy. So what I like to do is I like to do the banana peel. So normally I'll grab the extension from the top, and then with my isolation tweezer, then I'll pull it pretty much just a part like that, like you're peeling a banana. You could either grab it from the bottom, or you can grab the extension from the top. There's multiple ways of how to go about this, but at least for me, what works for me is I like to grab the extension at the top, and then with my other tweezer, then I'll pull them apart and they'll just come off really nicely. So you want to make sure that you're not tugging or pulling or being too rough with the lashes, because you still want to make sure that their natural lashes are still intact or still healthy, fully grown out. Because if you end up yanking or ripping that natural lash, you will do a lot of damage to her natural lash. So just be gentle when doing this process. You definitely don't want to leave the lashes there until they fully pop off. You want to make sure that you are removing them every 2 to 3 weeks, because again, they will grow out, and the longer they grow out, the heavier they will get, and that will cause damage to their natural lash. So the way I go about it is that some lashes, even though they do look like they're a little far off of the lash line, I'm still going to leave them because I don't want to end up removing all of the lashes and having to do a full set. So as you can see, I'm pretty much just going through the whole lash line and checking what looks like it's too far grown out, and then I will remove it. If some lashes look like they could still go one or two more weeks, then I'll leave it. But I just want to make sure that all the lashes that are about 3 to 4 millimeters off the lash line, those need to be removed and replaced. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do for the entire time that I'm doing this. This is the most important thing when it comes to a fill. Okay, since I already know you guys are going to ask what is considered a fill and what is considered a full set. So rule of thumb, I would go 40 to 50% and above is considered good retention, and you can use that for a fill. Anything under 40%, under 30%, if you can sit there and count each extension, that is considered a full set, because once you do remove out any lashes that do need to be removed, fully grown out and removed and replaced, that is going to be less than what they came in, usually half of that. So already call it a full set, because there's just no point of doing all this work to putting in 3-4 hours to try to fill her up and then still charging her a fill price. That is not fair to you. So if you can count those lashes, if you can see how many natural lashes she has between the little extensions that she has left, that is considered a full set. So I'm not telling you that you guys need to have amazing retention the way that my client has right now. this is going to take time for you to build up to perfect your retention, because if you are a beginner, it's not going to happen in 1 month. It's not going to happen in 2 months. It probably won't happen in 6 months. And if you are, having amazing retention at 6 months, then you are doing something right. So, rule of thumb, the best way to get amazing retention is definitely check out the other videos that I talk about retention. But just as a refresher, you need to wash your lashes, prime, at least for me, because that's what helps me, and make sure your application and placement is on point, using the right amount of glue. Using the right glue. You don't want to be using glue that is a month old, because the cyanide in the glue pretty much goes away after 1 month of being opened, and that glue will not be holding any longer. Your retention is going to be so bad. So just make sure to do yourself a favor, buy yourself new glue every single month, be replacing it, don't be using old glue. And then in the end, I'm going to show you guys what it is that I really do to help with retention. So now we're going to get into the fill part of it. I already removed all her lashes, all her grown out lashes. She is ready to go. What I like to do is I'm just gonna start filling her up. Since this is a wispy set, I am going in first and making sure that in the sections that she does need spikes, I'm gonna go ahead and place a spike. We went for more of a textured than more than a wispy set. There's a huge difference between textured and wispy sets, and when you want them really textured, you add more spikes. If you want it more wispy, where you can sit there and count each spike, then you pretty much have to, I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's just not gonna make sense. It's not making sense in my mind either. But if you guys are interested, I do have a couple of wispy videos where I do go more into depth on how to do a wispy set. But since this is more of a fill video, I'm not trying to go into depth on wispy sets because we're talking about fills. Okay, so I totally got sidetracked by talking about wispy sets, but I am talking about it just because this is a wispy fill. This does not apply just only for wispy sets. A fill applies for any kind of styles. Doesn't matter if it's classics, hybrids, volume, mega volume, it doesn't matter. It applies to any kind of styling. If you are doing a classic set, and if they only come with 3 extensions on each eye, that is considered a full set. If they have more than 40-50% of extensions, that is a fill. Normally what I like to do is, for my full sets, I give myself 3 to 4 hours, and for a fill, I give myself 2 hours. Normally I finish like in an hour and a half. For classics, it's like an hour. But at least I give myself 2 hours just to make sure that in case they do have a little more fallout, then I have more than enough time to fill her up really good. So that is the way that I go about it. If I am taking longer than 2 hours to fill her up, then that means that it wasn't a fill. That was more than a full set. So that is just my rule of thumb. If it takes me 2 hours or longer, no, if it takes me longer than 2 hours, I automatically consider it a fill, because there's just no way that I can do a full set in 2 hours. At least for me, if you're lashing 99 to 100%, there's just no way that you can be doing a full set in under 2 hours. It's just not possible. Not even for a fill. For a fill, it takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours just to do a fill, and that is still with amazing retention. With this client, it still took me 2 hours to do a fill. And that is with doing everything correctly, washing and priming, making sure that all grown out lashes are removed, and then replacing them. She had over 80% of retention left, and I still took 2 hours, more like an hour, 40 minutes, but it was still 2 hours, So that is just the way that I go about it. It's what works for me. I don't like rushing my sets. If I am only giving myself 30 minutes to an hour for a fill, at least a mega volume wispy, it's just not possible. There's no way that I can fill her up 100%, giving myself so little time, that is just what works for me. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys give yourself more than enough time to fill her up, that is what's gonna help you guys get full coverage. And getting them to full coverage, I mean 100% full coverage, that is what's going to help you guys get amazing retention the way that my client came in today. That is what helps me. I promise you guys, and I tell you guys this for a reason. If you give yourself enough time the first time around when you do a full set, and if she comes back at 2 weeks looking like this, then you're doing something right. So even though it does feel like you're giving yourself too much time, or you feel like you're too slow, I promise you guys, just by doing this step alone, filling her up perfectly 100% the first time, it's just gonna make your job so much easier, because when they come in for a fill, you're gonna be like, this is what I love to see. And I know a lot of people have a misconception saying or thinking that if you're not doing a full set in an hour, you're a bad lash artist. If you're not doing a fill under 30 minutes, you're a bad lash artist. Let's think about this for a second, okay? If you're learning how to make a fan, let alone a mega volume fan, and if you have to sit there and hand make each fan, you have to make sure that your isolation is on point, your placement is on point. Every little thing that you do takes into account of how long you're going to take in your set. So if you are expecting to do a full set or a fill in a certain amount of time, you are going to be in for a rude awakening, because that's not how it works. Any professional that has been in this industry for a long time will tell you that it's not possible to do a full mega volume set in under an hour if you are lashing 99 to 100%. You are making sure your isolation's on point. You are sitting there hand making each fan. It's not possible. So me, that I've had well over 4.5 years of experience, it's still not possible for me to do a full mega volume set, let alone a wispy set, because I take more time in styling, and to do it in under an hour, it's not possible. So take my word for account, and really think about that. Do not put that kind of stress on yourself, and just put in the work. If you had to take 4 or 5 hours to do a full 99-100% set, then that's how long it takes you. But at least you made sure that you gave your client what they are paying for. You are making sure that each lash is lashed, and at least you're giving them a chance to come in with amazing retention. Because again, if you're only lashing 50%, then don't expect them to come back in with amazing retention. It's just not possible. So do yourself favor and lash 99-100%, and I can guarantee you're gonna be surprised on how amazing your retention is gonna be when you do give yourself that little extra time. So I am pretty much just finishing her up with a fill. I am using the Flowrish. I feel like I can never say her brand right. Flowrish. I believe it's the 0.03, the Rose collection. Oh my god, I love her lashes so much. She has beautiful lashes. So if you haven't checked out Flowrish lashes, she does have a YouTube channel here named Ariel Renee. That's her YouTube account. So definitely go check her out. I'm going to leave her down below. She is just amazing when it comes to her YouTube advice, especially for lash artists. So definitely go check her out. Check out her products. They are amazing. And I am just going to finish her up lashing. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. And then I will come back and give you guys my final tip on how to get amazing retention.
I shouldn't be standing with a heart that's so heavy. I shouldn't be up with all the weight that I carry. Don't know if it's right, but I'm sticking with you. You're my only vice, I'm dependent on you. Lust for the wicked, I know this shit too well. I talk, you don't listen, still I'm under your spell. I think I'm addicted to feeling bad as hell. I can just let you go. You're the one I wait for, even though I hate. Every time you leave me to my fate. You're the one I'll stay for, though I wanna go. Find somebody better for my soul. Better for my soul, yeah. Better dreaming about the good days when you put me first, baby. When you used to call me just to say that you miss me. Don't know how we got here, but I blame you. And I blame myself just for sticking.
Okay, guys, I quickly wanted to mention that I was going back and forth between both eyes, but just because I had my camera facing only one eye at a time, it was kind of hard for me to record both eyes at the same time without my chunky hands getting in the way. So this is just what we're working with, okay? Okay, so I am hand making my fans, and no, I am not using easy made fans or easy fans. I don't like using easy fans. I prefer more of a loose base fan, and that's what these lashes are. They are loose base fans, so I have a little more control over how thin my bases are coming out. So if you guys are looking for easy fan lashes, I do not use those on my channel. I don't talk about them, nor do I use them. So in case you were wondering, I am making my fans on my own. So they're not pre-made fans, they're not easy fans, they're loose base fans, and I have a little more control over it. So that is pretty much it on how to do a 2-week fill. And again, this process goes for any type of style of lashes. And again, you do need to have 40 to 50% of extensions left for it to be considered a fill. If it is less than that, if you can sit there and count, then automatically charge them for a full set. And that is why I highly recommend for them to come in at 2 weeks. Remind your clients that they need to be coming in every 2 weeks for it to be considered a fill. And that way it's easier for them to maintain their lashes, because lash extensions are not just some fun thing that they could wear. It is high maintenance, and not a lot of people can keep up with the maintenance. So that is one thing that you have to remind your clients, that it does take a lot of maintenance. They do have to wash their lashes at least once a day, but make sure they're washing them twice a day for in order for them to have really clean lashes. And again, lash extensions, those stick to dirty lashes, so make sure that they are properly washing them, properly taking care of them, and it will just change their retention, I promise you guys. So last and final thing is to seal those lashes. I like to use a Superbonder or a sealer. I find that misting doesn't really do anything for me. Sometimes my clients will come out with really bad irritation from the fumes of the glue, and because of that their eyes would tear up and then they would lose a lot of lashes. And sealing the lashes with a sealer Superbonder just pretty much helps with any irritations, any of the fume, and it will just make sure that that glue is fully cured and dry, and they won't have any issues after that. So that is pretty much it for my 2-week 2-hour fill, and I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, make sure to subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys can be notified next time I post a new video. So thank you guys, I'll see you in the next one.
Know how you feel, I just need you to wait on me. I wanna do less of this latency. I wanna do less of that wait and see. When I get back to the city, I hate to leave. I know it's up being away from me, till I put it down for like synergy. Spread at your body, the remedy. You won't find nobody that's not me as real as me. It's to infinity. You won't find nobody better. It's to infinity. You won't find nobody better. Wait, it's to infinity.